All right. Seemingly, we're having some issues. So, excuse me. I don't know if this is live yet or not because over here it's telling me it's not live. And then I just went live. So, let's see what is going on. View channel says I'm live. All right. So, I'm live. This over here is just messed up, and I'll have to pull it up in just a minute. But let's just get to it. Screw that for now, or completely. But this is Crate Escape Vinyl. I'm Jeff. I actually have quite a few records to go through today. Been picking up a lot here lately. Just had a lot shipped in, as well as found a new place and have been going there a couple times last week, once this weekend, and just I found some good stuff. Just stuff I don't typically see everywhere. Typically stuff I don't see in good condition. Just all of those things. So let's just get started. I was gonna mess with that, but we will. I will pull up the chat here just in case. I mean, typically, again, nobody's ever in the live stream, but just in case, we will pull this up. And if somebody says something or somebody comes in, chimes in, I will answer any questions, do some back and forth, whatever the case may be. First, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments, tell me things that you want to see. I need to get back to that Pussifer overview of all of their their remix albums that other people have worked on the album with them. They brought in to work on a song or whatever the case may be. Need to get back to those. I've only done one. I've done some of the research for the second one, but I just haven't started putting it out. And again, I keep accumulating more and more things, so I keep doing these. But here we go. Starting off with the first one is Mastodon, Crack the Sky. I would say this is probably my second favorite, or hand in hand favorite, with Hushed and Grim. This album is great. It's got all three. I know all of them sing to some degree, but it's got all three. Brent, Braun, and oh, good Lord, why is his name? I just had it. Why is his name escaping me right this second? Man, now I feel really bad. Troy, sorry. This album is great. Most of their albums, I don't know if I said before, but most of their albums have some sort of concept to them. Some of them are just stories, things. Some of them are kind of like real life experiences or real life things that created the vibe and the whole thing with the album. And this is one of them. And that's definitely a favorite there. That's just on black vinyl. I picked that up at Dark Side, as well as this next one. I've already been into this band, streaming Opeth and Catatonia and stuff like that. They got just, on a radio type thing, they kind of pulled up during like a mix or whatever. And the first album to me is the best album. I'm not saying that I don't like the other ones, but they definitely don't sound like the first one. I'm not saying that there's nothing of that sound from the first album on their other stuff, but it's just different. But with that said, that's their whole thing, is just going through change and whatnot. They've changed bass players and guitar players multiple times. Typically after an album they'll replace, not every single time or anything like that, but if you go through it and look at it, it's kind of like they'll change the bass player, then they'll change the guitar player, then they'll change the bass player, then maybe they changed both at one point, and then they changed another, and the lineup that they've got now, I don't think I'm trying to think. I don't think I don't think any lineup has been exactly the same every single album. I don't think it has. But this is kind of a short, I wouldn't even call it a full album. It's not. It's I would say it's more of an EP type situation, but it's basically some songs from two different albums that I don't really know 100%, to be honest with you. I feel like the one album, the songs weren't on the album. The other album, so the first side is well, let's just put it up here. The first side is the Lotus album from Soen. Soen is the name of the band. Lotus is the name of the album, with similar artwork to this. And these are three songs that I don't believe were on that album. And then the other album, I'm definitely going to butcher the name of it, but it is Lykia. But I believe these are live tracks. I have not heard the second side. I did hear the first side. I did like it. Oh my God. All right. Well, that's not going to work because of this flap. So it's all with this light. But yes, this is a great album. Great songs. Again, only heard the first side. Haven't heard the second side yet. Can't wait to get into that. Maybe do it after I'm done with this. Just here in the room anyways today. Lounging around, listening to music. I know this is not like a gear channel or anything like that or whatever, but I did recently get the Weem amp for the room and a set of Emotiva T0. Don't get me lying. T0, I feel like it's the cheaper model of the T0s. I feel like they're discontinuing them, and a few others of that line, the Air Motive, I believe. And this is a really small room, especially with the record case in here. There's a whole set of record cases over here. There's a screen over here. There's a screen there. There's a screen there. There's the record case here. There's game case back here. And then, like I said, both speakers are right here. Record player is pointing so that you can see now, right over here. And yeah. So I went ahead and got that Weem amp. I mean, for what I use it for, it plays off the television. It plays off of streaming. It plays the record player. For this model, I did have to get a phono output or input, but preamp, whatever you want to call it. I'm not I mean, I can look into it and figure it out, but I'm not like a big gearhead, so I don't know everything and anything about all that stuff other than how to hook it up and in and out and out and in. But basically just listen to the Cheap Audio Man or Cheap Audio Guy, whatever his channel is. I'm sorry that I'm not trying to disregard it. It's a really awesome channel if you want to hear about some really cool stuff on the cheap. Like if you're not looking to be I mean, I don't even know if I would say if you're not even looking to be spending like a ton of money or like that, the whole audiophile type thing. I get it. I mean, I understand it's there. I'm not saying it's not. But for what I needed it for, these things work perfectly. So Wimamp, WIIM, and then the Emotiva speakers. I mean, works great. Moving on. This one, I actually, I saw it. It's from a Stone's Throw label. I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Let me check that out. And then I never did, or I didn't. Literally like a week before it released, I kind of said to myself, you know what, I feel like I have to be in a nostalgic phase, which I'm not saying I'm not always in a nostalgic phase, to be honest, when I'm looking at records and things like that. But a lot of this stuff I've never heard, a lot of this stuff I've never seen. When it comes to older records, like all the older records that I've seen or heard are the ones that my mom had that I have here. So I have to be in a mood to buy a hip hop album. I just don't like to buy a lot of hip hop stuff. I shouldn't say I don't like to buy it. It's just, it's different. It's completely different. I have to be in a mood. That right there is my hip hop. So just that one cube right there, that's the hip hop stuff that I have. But yeah, so I don't have a ton. But then I listened to it at work one day. I just streamed it, pulled it up, because there's a few songs available. So pulled it up, and then I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty good. This is not full on hip hop, like it's not like it's more like soul hip hop. So it's not complete, just, you know, if you know what soul hip hop is, or soul / hip hop, then you'll know what I mean. That it's not just straight up, you know, it's not Lil Wayne, it's not Drake, it's not Run DMC, it's none of that stuff. It's a completely different thing. But I ended up getting the Turntable Labs. Man, I'll flip it over. Hopefully his name is on the back. It's something Dimes, or Rhymes Like Dimes, or something like that version cover, because this isn't the original cover artwork, but there was a limited edition through Turntable Labs, and I went ahead and got that one. But this is a band called, or a group called No Worries, Anderson .Paak and Knowledge. Really cool stuff. There it is. Rhymes Like Dimes. That's what it is. The artwork on the front and back here. And good Lord. There's the Rhymes Like Dimes. But yep. Cool artwork. Like it. Listen to it. It's got a opening track called Thank You with Dave Chappelle. It's got a Snoop Dogg track on it. And to be honest with you, that's really all I know. I have streamed quite a bit of it. But again, I was just driving as just background. I was just listening. And I'm not saying that's all it's for, but I mean, it's ridiculously good for something like that to just throw on, chill out, drive, try to calm down type of thing. Because again, I was at work. All right, moving on. A lot of genres in here. This was basically a gift, or given to me by a friend. I'm not going to say a gift, because it wasn't like he purposely went out, bought this for me, and then said, hey, check this out. It was more like he had 2 copies of this and said, hey, check this out. I think you'll like it. We kind of just give each other records every now and then. Like I just accidentally bought a second copy of an album that I'm going to give him. Purposely bought him a second copy of a Pussifer record because he's into Pussifer a lot. But yeah, kind of check this out just to see, like literally just the opening track, Lavender, just to see what it was all about. And I mean, it's not fully my thing, but I will definitely check it out and give it more of a listen. I don't know how to label it, if it's like country rock, folk, just, yeah. It's got 10 tracks. But yeah, Ray LaMontagne, Supernova. I will definitely give it a listen. I haven't listened to that one. I haven't even given it enough of a chance to try to say what I think about it at all. I may end up not liking it. I may end up loving it. I don't know. I can say that from what I heard, the very first song, the amount of it that I heard might have been 45 seconds to a minute. I didn't dislike it, but that's not, I mean, I need to give it way more of a chance. Same exact situation on this one. He gave this to me. I have heard it because, funny story really quickly. I feel like it was 2 weeks ago at this point. It may have been a week ago. I feel like it's been 2 weeks though. We actually came in here, set up the whole room for a podcast style situation. He came over here and brought me that Ray LaMontagne and this album. Again, I set the room up. We had the camera panned out way wider, and I'm pretty sure I used that word wrong, but we had the camera wider. We had both of us. He was sitting over here. I was sitting over here. Had a table in the middle, having some beers back and forth. Went through like 8 albums, 4 each. I believe may have been 3, so 6. 3 each, 6 albums. Went through the whole thing, did the whole thing. I didn't look at the time on it, but I want to say it was like 2 hours of us talking at least. It didn't record. It didn't go live. It didn't do anything. Now, I pushed start streaming, but it didn't pop up the next day. It didn't pop up that night. It didn't just accidentally. It just didn't work. So that was a complete waste. Had a lot of fun doing it, but we're going to have to basically redo the entire thing. So I still have those records sitting over there. Yeah, sitting over here to put through that. So whenever that comes around, we can do that. But it was just a terrible night. The whole night was terrible. Meaning, I wanted to get back home to do it. We were over at a friend's house, and I don't mean exactly that part of it was terrible. It wasn't terrible there. It was just that I needed and wanted to get back. We stayed over there later than I wanted to. We finally got back over here. I was trying to hurry up and get this thing set up, and the way that I set it up, it didn't start streaming. So that's what I mean by it was all horrible. Like, had that all not happened, had I not gone over there, had I not done any of that, I would have been here. I would have started it up. I would have set the stream up properly, and it would have worked. And I also would have been able to recognize that it wasn't actually streaming. So, and then fixed it. So, but it is what it is. It was a good test run, I guess. But next one is the Flaming Lips, the Soft Bulletin. The reason I say that I have definitely heard this is because that night we put this on after the stream and listened to the whole thing. But I was dealing with the stream. I was dealing with trying to figure out if it went through. I was showing him, that was his first time over here, so I was showing him some of the records, um, things like that. We were just talking and going through a bunch of stuff. So while this was on, I wasn't paying any attention. So I honestly uh, do not remember even what it sounds like at all. It's I've tried over and over to remember what this sounds like, and I don't. And I've never heard it prior, and I've never heard the Flaming Lips prior, unless it's some sort of song that I just in passing heard, but I couldn't name a Flaming Lips song. So I definitely will give it a try, a listen. And when I say I'm going to give it a try, give it a listen, I mean, I'm going to throw those in the collection. I'm not going to get rid of them or anything like that. I'll uh, keep them for one reason or another. Like him giving it to me. Um, he has great taste in music. So I also feel like it deserves more than just, hey, let me throw it on and see if I like it. If I don't, then it's just gone. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying that I'll give it a try, see if I see if it works for me, see if I get it the first time. I like to think of it as getting it. See if I get it the first time. If I don't get it the first time, I'm not going to give up on it or anything like that. I'll give it another try. That's I pretty much do that with everything. Hell, I do that with stuff that I do like. Meaning bands that I like. They come out with a new album. One of them, for instance, is Hushed and Grim by Mastodon. When I first heard that album, I was like, man, there's some songs on here that are great, but there's stuff on here I do not like at all. Now I feel like that, like I said, that and Crack the Sky, I think those are my two favorite albums. And the only reason I say it like that is because I feel like Hushed and Grim is first and then Crack the Sky is second. It used to be Crack the Sky was first before Hushed and Grim came out. But I mean, that album is amazing to me. Again, my opinion. And I think, I don't know. I like to, I almost like to put those two. I do like, but I don't like giving things this is my favorite, this is my second favorite, things like that. I feel like both of them are just great albums. They're definitely great. For the most part, I would say if you're going to listen to either one of them, though, you should listen to it in its entirety. Don't just listen to a few songs. Don't do a shuffle where it skips things around. Don't do any of that. Just listen to it front to back. That does a lot more justice for the album, because if you just listen to a track, you're not hearing the follow up to it. And again, they're both albums about situations. They're both albums, technically concept albums to a degree. Like they're all about a situation. So each song is put in its place for a reason on those records and should be listened to in its entirety. And I do understand oh man, I'm showing it. I do understand for certain artists when they're putting on concerts, like how hard it is for them to choose songs that go with each other that aren't anything like each other. Meaning, when I hear certain songs on like Oblivion from Crack the Sky, or I hear something from Hushed and Grim, I'm expecting the next song to come on when it goes off. And when something else plays, it throws me off. Just like Tool, when you hear Parable and Parabola, you're like, if you don't hear those two songs together, it's off-putting is the best way to put it. I don't know how else to put it. It's just like, oh my God, this doesn't sound right. You just hear it completely differently if you don't hear it together. Next album is Captain Beyond. I do have another Captain Beyond album, and I have heard Captain Beyond. I found out about Captain Beyond just, again, in a mix, listening to Spotify. it came through in a mix, and I was like, oh, this is sweet. And then I went and looked them up, started to listen to a record, and I was like, man, a lot of this dude's stuff is good, or this band's stuff is good. So I've been accumulating. I mean, I have two. I have this one. This is live in Texas. I think October 6th. Yeah, October 6th, 1973. Started to listen to it a few days, Thursday, I think it was. Got through with like the first side. There's the double LP, so 4 sides. It's a good album. I like it so far. It's on red vinyl, red translucent vinyl. Good stuff. I believe it came out in I feel like what I read was 2023. This says 2022, but that doesn't always mean anything. Sometimes it was made in 2022 and it didn't come out and released until 2023. But moving right along, this is a record that I got at County Line Records in Keller. I feel like I just watched a video not that long ago where someone had this album up, but I can't remember who it was for the life of me at all. But I was flipping through their psych rock section, which this place has an actual section, says psych rock. If all of it is psych rock, the answer, I believe, to that is no. But I can see why some of it is in there, because a person might be searching for a specific artist and they were in psych rock stuff previously, but now they're in something else, and it's not psych rock, it's something else. But it's kind of just put there for that reason. So for me, I like being able to just go to that section and see psych rock. I don't have to go through all of rock to find what I'm looking for, because maybe I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking for stuff that's in psych rock or considered psych rock or has members of psychedelic rock, members that are psychedelic rock that are now not psychedelic rock, like just things like that. Things that I've never seen, things that I may not see all the time everywhere, and maybe that's because it's not in psych rock. It's just strewn about in whatever A through Z of rock, and I might never find it unless I go through every single freaking album, and I'm just Fever Tree. I don't mean to go on a rant, but that I did like that part of that record store that was just like, this is psych rock. Here, check this out. And you just go over there and there's a little section that's psych rock and you can go through it. And I found this in there. This is awesome. I did listen to the first side of this, and the reason I've been trying to get better at buying something, coming home, and putting them on and seeing what they're all about and trying to listen to them. This is awesome. This is extremely awesome. Black vinyl, uni label. Fever Tree. I like this a lot. You should check it out. I would definitely say it is psych rock. I mean, again, that's one of those things where I picked it up and it was like, yeah, that's probably psych rock. Pretty fair chance. This next one, you know what? I'll save this one. I'll grab both of these because they were from the same purchase. So was that. And I will put that there. All right. Next one is something I guess, I did receive a record collection a while back that added to my. This is the 71.38 or 71 and 3/8 inches across and down. It's the larger. I think it's 25 cubes. But I received another. So I have my mom's collection of all of her albums from 73 or so, whenever she started buying records. And then I received another collection of records that was probably 200 or 300 records from an unfortunate situation of a friend of mine, from his father. And then he had a lot of this artist's records, and I was like, man, I don't know why I don't have any. For one, my mom didn't have any, so I get in these little things, or these little I'm sure most of you do, you unless it's on top of mind, you're not thinking about certain artists because you didn't grow up around them. Now, saying that, I did listen to like classic rock, but at the time it was just rock radio. And so I heard all of these songs because of my mom and going places with my mom, and she would put the radio on and we would hear this or whatever the case is. But Santana, I believe this is his first one. Again, I'm not completely versed in Santana, so maybe I'm wrong. But I believe this is the one that has some of the songs that they played at Woodstock. That song that has that ridiculous percussion section. There's no way I'm gonna guess which one it is. It might be Soul Sacrifice, but it also could not be. I might be completely wrong. But this is awesome. And there's like a bunch of faces in here. There's a person's legs and their head right up top there, and then there's another head here and here, and I'm sure there's a bunch more all over it. But I haven't gotten completely tripped out and started trying to look at where all the faces are, but there's faces everywhere in that thing. But yeah, this is a great album, Santana. Santana. Self-titled, Columbia pressing. It's obviously just black vinyl. But yeah. And then one that I've been looking for a while. I don't believe it's hard to find. I mean, it's, once you see who it is, you'll understand that it's not hard to find. At least I don't believe it's hard to find. Hopefully I can say a few more times, but I feel like every time, like a lot of these things I say they're hard to find, some of them are just hard to find in good condition. A lot of times they're just really tore up. Like the cover has a ton of ring wear, which again isn't that big of a deal, but if the cover has ring wear and the record has a ton of scuffs on it or whatever the case may be, if it's got both, like I'm not dealing with the ring wear and the scuffs on the record. I'd much rather just deal with ring wear on the album cover and then the record be pristine. That would be great. And this is kind of one of those situations where I found a great cover for, again, the time that it came out, and a good record. Like it's not all beat up, it's not tore up, it's not all scratched and scuffed. I mean, it has some marks on it. It's used vinyl, but it sounds good. So I bought this one. Again, it's something I've wanted. I've always wanted this one. For one song, really. I mean, all of his songs are great. A lot of cover songs, for sure. But yeah, I just Jimi Hendrix and the Band of Gypsies. This is a live album. 69 and 70. It was New Year's Eve, 69 70 at the Fillmore East. This is great. It's got that song Machine Gun. That's what I wanted. I think I said it prior, but yeah, I did. I said that was a live album. Something inside my head made me feel like I didn't mention something, but I did. Captain Beyond is a live album. This is a live album. And this is great stuff. I'm getting used to moving the camera. I don't know if I like it yet. Jimi Hendrix and the Band of Gypsies. There we go. Good stuff. All right, moving on. I do have 3 or 4 releases by this band, but I did not have this one. And I mean, they're always good. This is definitely just something you can throw on. And I mean, for this time period, at least, I'm not saying every single thing is good that they've made. I'm just saying at this time, the ones that I have and this one that I just got the other day, great stuff. And I feel like most people are going to understand, but Creedence Clearwater Revival. I've seen this before, obviously. I've heard all the songs on it prior to getting this, but it's just a weird cover to me. For one, it's weird because this dude's wearing like a old school army outfit. So is he, or some, I don't know if they're army outfits or what they are, like, but it's just a weird. And then these colors that are on here, you almost can't, I mean, you can, but you almost can't even notice that Revival is in the trees right there. It's really weird. But this has Susie Q on it. That's what this little sticker is here, or it's not really a sticker. It's on the, that's printed on the jacket, but that song, Susie Q, Put a Spell on You, The Working Man, Get Down Woman, Porterville, Gloomy, Walk on the Water, 99 and a half won't do. There you go. Fantasy Records, Fantasy Stereo. There you can see it now, but it's like a blended in, but it says Creedence Clearwater Revival, and yeah, it's just weird. All right, I've definitely heard of this next band, but I had not actually listened to anything by them. The stuff that my mom had was like some Rolling Stones, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Black Oak, Arkansas, ZZ Top, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. That's it. Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, Led Zeppelin 4. I feel like that was the only 2. I feel like I might be missing something, but she had Rush live, Peter Frampton live, Billy Squier. So it was like she had like a bunch of Rolling Stone albums, a bunch of Lynyrd Skynyrd, a ton of Black Oak, Arkansas. So she was more into that type of stuff. So all of this other stuff that I'm getting into more and more and more, I've heard of it, but I've never, ever searched it out, or like I just had to get into the genre more and more and more, and like push myself to figure out things and find out things. I don't know about figure out things, find things. that are out there and see the names and pick it up and look at it and either just buy it regardless, which is what I did with this one. Credence, obviously, again, I didn't mention that she had I mentioned it previously because when I showed it, I said that she had Credence, or I already had Credence, but I have Cosmo's Factory and all of the 3 or 4 normal ones. And I'm not saying that one's not a normal one because it definitely is, but she didn't have it. So I didn't have it. But the next one is Vanilla Fudge. This I found at that County Line Records as well. Trying to get this to look better. It's still in the shrink, which, I mean, maybe that's not a big deal to most, but I mean, the shrink is in, like, it's fully intact. So it was just cut just across the edge there, but the rest of the shrink is still completely intact. It's not brittled, it's not jacked up. But yeah, Vanilla Fudge Renaissance. I started listening to this, and I mean, I don't even, I want to. I'm not saying I don't have to. I'm saying that I listened to like 2 or 3 songs, and this is awesome. This is ridiculous. Like, I guess what the deal is like, I've already heard Credence, I've already heard Santana, I've never heard Fever Tree. So when I heard it, I was just like, oh man, this rocks. And then that Vanilla Fudge is man, it's old school psych rock. It's slowed down, like slow groovy stuff, but it's like, for back then, is this, you know, could this be said that this is, which maybe it already is, but is this like the beginning of like heavy sludge metal, like stoner rock ish type? I know Black Sabbath is that, but I'm saying like the way some of this stuff is much different than Black Sabbath, but it has notes of like sludgy, crazy shit, man. It's really good. What I've heard, I think I've got 3 songs in or so. I did put that on the turntable as well as streamed it, and I got about the same amount of distance in before I ended up having to either leave the house or got to my next call and had to turn it off. But next one, pretty much if I don't have the album by this band, I'm gonna buy it. I like them. I like them. I was about to say something like, by no means are they my favorite band or anything like that, but again, I don't like doing that whole thing because, I mean, it's all about what mood I'm in, where I'm at, whatever. Yes, there's albums like Dark Side of the Moon that are just always, that's like number one. I don't even have to be in a mood or not. If I put that on, it's, I don't know. I don't ever just say like, you know what, I'm not feeling that today. If I put it on, I'm feeling it. It doesn't matter. But Uriah Heep, Return to Fantasy. So I put this on literally before the stream and listened to some of it, and it sounds like Uriah Heep. They have some albums that sound like this one or like the Demons and Wizards and whatever. And then they have other ones that don't sound so much like that. I kind of like all of it. I'm sure I did buy a 80s album from them. So, and I feel like I put it on when I got it and it just wasn't at all the same. But I mean, I don't care. It was like $4 or something like that. So I just went ahead and picked it up because, again, it's Uriah Heep. I like Uriah Heep, and, you know, whatever. Can't have too much Uriah Heep. I did like this. It's still in the just like it says about the fantasy stuff. It's still in that fantasy vein, fantasy land type stuff. And just so you know, on all this stuff, I haven't entered any of this that I have in this stack here into Discogs yet, and I have no clue on these older ones, like what pressings they are and any of that stuff, because I haven't gone through it yet, because that's a whole thing. Now we are moving on to my box I received yesterday, and then a box that I received, I would say 2 weeks ago now. A week ago. No, it's probably 2 weeks. So 2 weeks ago, got a box of a few records, and then just yesterday I received a box of 6 or 7 of these. This was a this is a big haul here for like I man, I really want to go into that story, but I need to take a quick break. So I would rather get into that story when I come back. But there's a little bit of a story behind it, and I just happened to be at the right place, right time, found these, and was able to. They're all brand new. Let me see. Don't let me lie to you. No, there's one in here that's not. 2, 3. All right, well, I'm fucking lying to you. I'm going to move these to there, and there we go. There's like 6 or 7 albums in here that I all of a sudden was just in a situation where it was like do or die. I didn't particularly know it was do or die, but once I put them in my cart and got them about to be checked out, I figured out it was do or die, because one of them one of them got yoinked, so I didn't get to get it. And I hate that, because it was the only one of the ones that I had looked at that I wanted that got taken, and I'm probably never going to get it. So unless somehow, some way they've, I don't. Again, I'll come right back and go over that. But just a quick break, probably 30 seconds to a minute, but not a big deal. I will be right back. All right, we are back. All right, so I have 3 more records, and then we'll get back to that story of where I was in a situation where I didn't realize it was in such a situation, but I was in that situation, and one of my albums got taken out of my cart. Sucks. I'll probably never get it, but either way, back to Vanilla Fudge, and that's pretty much it. Vanilla Fudge style stuff. So, or not, I'm not saying this is in the same style as Vanilla Fudge. I'm simply saying that this record was in psych rock. So I was like, looked at the cover, looked at the back, saw the record label that it was on, which I don't particularly think I know 100% about, but maybe I do now. Just my thoughts on it when I saw it, I was like, this looks like it is what I think it is, like a for sure psych album. So went ahead and bought it. I don't know, man. I listened to a little bit of it. I like it. It's not exactly what I thought it would be, but I need to give it more of a chance, like a lot more of a listen. Like really just throw it on and let it go. Like just not think about it. Just put it on, let it go. But I'm not saying I didn't like it. It's just that I'm trying to see what date this was. I think it's like 68, 69, maybe 67. You know what? I can pull it out of here because I wanted to show you the back cover too, because the back cover is really, well, not the only thing, but it's a picture of the band. So when I saw the picture of the band, I was like, all right, this is probably a psych album. Well, it doesn't give me a date. It gives me the address of everything, but no date. Not on the back here, but so the album is Sup with Camel. So I saw this cover and I was like, this is extremely nuts. This is a camel airplane's freaking wheels on its feet. This is all right. And then I flipped it over and saw the band, and I was like, yeah, this is probably a psych record. Just by I mean, I know it's an old picture and whatnot, but just the colors, the way I don't know, the way, that's what a psych record band looks like. And so I just blind buy picked it up. Didn't care what, but yeah. And it is just on black vinyl, obviously. 90% of your older records are going to just come on black vinyl, which is fine. Like it all the same, but Kama Sutra label. Good stuff. And was reading down here at the bottom, exclusively distributed by MGM Records. So there you go. So this pickup, I did not know this album either. Probably stupid for not knowing what this is. But again, just it's what I've been introduced to as a kid, and what I just get caught in these little ruts, and then I don't get out of them. And now I'm starting to get out of those ruts. when it comes to music and just buying something regardless of the price, unless it is ridiculous. Like if it is 40, 50, $60, and I'm not saying that's ridiculous for some stuff, but I'm not going to spend that on some used record that I don't know what sounds like at all. Or hope that I get into liking it if I have listened to it on a streaming platform or something while I'm there at the record store or prior to buying it, because I just see it and I'm like, you know what, this might be cool. And then I get there to the record store and I find it and it's like $50, $60. I'm not throwing a flyer on that. Like that's not going to happen. But this one, I was just like, you know what, whatever. And it wasn't even close to that price. But it was featuring a band or a member of, you know, the band is Ted Nugent. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna throw a flyer on that. And it's pretty good stuff. I like it. I would, this was in the psych rock, and I would I mean, it might have some more to it than just psych rock, but I'd say it's on the edge of psych rock. It's not like Sopworth Camel or Vanilla Fudge or, you know, anything like that, but you know, it's it works. I like it. I like it better than just straight up Ted Nugent. So yeah, I don't know who's singing. It might be Ted Nugent. I don't know who's doing these things or that things, but those things might be Ted Nugent too. But what I heard of it, I liked, and it's on Polydor. It's in good condition. Most of the stuff that I had found at that record store, County Line Records in Keller, have been in pretty good condition. And then the other thing is that I didn't realize it the first day I went there, but I just went back, I went back Saturday, and he has a whole listening room. And if you go in there, it's a house. So the whole entire, so when you walk in the front door, just over, like straight across from you when you walk in the front door to your right, is the cash register, and then there's like new arrivals and then new vinyl. And like if some like Audio Technica, probably 120s or 60s, are over on the other wall. And then there's like some stickers. It's just, you know, a bunch of that type of stuff, record cleaning materials, things like that. In that first room, when you walk in, like I guess the living room of the house, then you walk past that room and you go into the next room. And it is pop and soundtracks, maybe classical, and maybe jazz and blues. Then you walk to another room and it's rock, country, funk, and soul. And then there's this other room right off to that, and it's just got a whole setup in there. Like it's got a CD player in there, it's got a record player in there, it's got amplifiers in there, it's got speakers in there, and then two chairs right in front of the speakers. I mean, like it's great. It looks awesome. So that second time I went in there, he just, you know, the guy wasn't there the first day that I went in, Thursday. He was there on Saturday when I went, and he was just like, hey, if you don't know what something is, or, you know, something looks a little sketchy and you don't know if you want to buy it, we have a listening room. Just let me know. We'll pop it on. We can sit down and listen to it, and you can make your decision. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, he had some really good equipment in there. I mean, it was older equipment, so I mean, it looked great. I didn't hear it. I didn't take him up on the offer of listening to anything because I just didn't see anything that I wanted to listen to before I bought it. All this stuff I was fine with buying. Um, so that was really cool. I like that store. And this next one is one that he kind of came in the room and he was looking through the psych rock stuff and he kept pulling stuff out. Sopwith Camel is another one. He just kind of handed the record to me and was like, look at this cover. And then he showed me this cover too. And I looked at the top and I saw the names on the top, and then I flipped it over and then I saw at the bottom and I looked at the names on the bottom and I was like, I don't know what this is at all, but I'm going to buy it. And I'm not disappointed in that. And then looking further into it, finding out, I don't know, it's fine. I'm good with it. This is, and I'm going to have to pull this down in just a minute, but look at that cover, man. That is just a sick cover. That's a cool cover. So this is Paul Kantner, Grace Slick, and David Friedberg. And this is Baron von Tolbooth. That is Baron von Tolbooth and the Chrome Nun. This is on the Grunt label. And this is apparently a side project of Jefferson Starship. I don't know. Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Starship. I don't fucking know. One of those Jeffersons. Okay. But the back cover is pretty sick too. I mean, really cool stuff there. Now, the names at the bottom so I did get the names in the front, which then prompted me to turn it over and see what else was on here. So it does not tell you it tells you here who's on the album. So at the bottom it says the players. That's what God dang it. I'm really having to get used to moving this camera. But down here at the bottom, this says the players, and then it lists off all these people. And these people are, oh man, John Barbada, Chris Etheridge, Jerry Garcia, Craig Chiquico, David Crosby, Jack Taylor, Jack Cassidy, the Pointer Sisters, Papa John Creech, Mickey Hart, and oh man, I'm gonna get that wrong. Jorma Kaukonen, I don't know. Kaukonen. So I saw Jerry Garcia first, then I saw David Crosby, and I had again already seen Grace Lake, Paul Kantner, and David Friedberg on the front, and was just like, I asked the guy at the store, I said, did you read this? Because he was just handing it to me sorry about that. He was just handing it to me to show me like, hey, look at this cover. Or look at this. Look at this cover. And he was like, this is a cool cover. And I was like, yeah, it is. Let me see that. And I looked at it, and then I said, did you read this? And he said, no. And I said, here, look at the back and look at the people on the back. And he read it, and he was like, oh, Jerry Garcia. And, whatever, all those people. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to take that home. And it's pretty awesome. I turned it on, listened to the whole first side. I like it a lot. There's different stuff on there because there's Grace Slick singing things. There's other people singing things. So Jerry Garcia's like lead guitar on a song. I feel like everything, like Jerry Garcia, the Pointer Sisters, all that stuff, that's on the second side, and I haven't heard that yet. But I heard the first side, and I'm sold. I'm fine. I'm okay with that purchase. Again, so that Amboy Dukes, I don't know if I haven't seen that before ever, but I definitely haven't seen that Chrome Nun album. I haven't seen that Sopwith Camel album anywhere. I might have seen Amboy Dukes, but I haven't. I don't feel like I have, though. The next one. This came in the first set of albums. Let me make sure I try to get these in order so that I don't mess it up. You know what? That came by itself. All right. So ordered this from Noble Records. It came. I listened to it. I'd already listened to it before I bought it. But I'm really, really, really on a pretty much with Permanent Records, Noble Records, and Riding Easy Records. Let me make sure I'm not messing that up. I always, because of that movie, Easy Rider, I always mess it up. But it's Riding Easy Records. Just about anything I've ever heard that they've put out as a release, like an old record, like a 60s record, 70s record, there's no reason to even look into it. Like, just buy it. It's all of it is so good. And obviously I realize it's not them that made the record or anything like that, but I'm saying that their taste in music, if you like music, like if you like psychedelic rock, just anything they put out, just buy it. It doesn't even matter. It's going to be good. I have not been disappointed yet, and I have spent a shit ton of money and a bunch of releases of things, and not one have I been like, you know what, this isn't very good, or I don't like some of these songs on there. It just hasn't happened. So I would just say, because it's all limited. Like, this is where I'm about to get into the story of all this stuff. This wasn't included in that, but I mean, once this sells out, like, I don't know if they're going to put it out again. And they only make like, I don't know, like 500 copies on Noble Records, maybe 300 copies on Noble Records, something like that. And then how many ever Riding Easy does, and then how many ever Permanent Records does. But I mean, once they're gone, they're gone. I mean, you're not going to get it. Unless you want to go try to find an original, and then an original is going to cost you like hundreds to thousands of dollars. Like, I'm not dealing with that. Orange. Like a orange swirly. There you go. Kind of a good look at it there. It's pretty sick looking. It's kind of metallic, and I don't know. I like it a lot. Good stuff. And usually whenever you get a release from them also, not only on top of everything else, I mean, good cover, good artwork, which obviously this is all the original artwork. So, I mean, what I mean by good artwork is that they try to preserve the album the same way that it was. But then you also usually get, no matter if it's small or big, but you get like a, So I would say this is more on the smaller side, but it's fine. But it's got a couple pictures. It's got the oh, that's right, I read this already. So there's Parchment Farm 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and there's some different members in the band as they go along through life. And so they opened for like Velvet Underground, Ted Nugent, and the Amboy Dukes. There you go. And Ted Nugent and Amboy Dukes again, and ZZ Top in 72. So, I mean, Velvet Underground in 71, Ted Nugent and Amboy Dukes in 71, Ted Nugent and Amboy Dukes in 72, and then ZZ Top in 72. And that was Parchment Farm 2.0, which, I mean, if you like this type of music, again, psych rock, hard rock, old school rock, whatever you want to call it, like, this is quintessential just awesomeness. Just go out and buy this. Take my money type situation. Yes, it's a brand new record, so you're going to spend, 20 something bucks on it plus shipping. But do what I did the other day. And I'm not saying that you can do that right now, but again, some of this stuff is on a time limit. Like, again, this has already been out for weeks. So, if you want it, you don't jump on it alone, and you want to buy it as a group like I did the other day. I did buy this alone, just because I'm not worried about it. Meaning I'm not worried about paying shipping and then buying something else and paying shipping. It's just, you're going to freaking pay it one way or another, and you can't get that any other way. So I just went ahead and bought it. But then this other pack I bought like 7 records, and those two things didn't happen at the exact same time. So had it happened that way, I would have just bought Parchment Farm, and then I would have bought these other records at the same time. And then, I bought Cold Sun and, there was another one, Cold Sun. And there was another one that released at the exact same month, but either way, I bought all that stuff at the same time. The next one I did not know about at all. I never heard of it. Never heard any of it. Went to a record store here in Arlington and saw it, but I was looking at the time for records for 1959 to 1964. And this didn't fall in that time frame, so I passed on it. But I also was looking like, should I pick this up just because? And it does look like what I want to hear. It's going to be a full-on just blind buy, and it's a new pressing of it, so it's a new record. So it's $26 or so. But I was able to get this at a record store, and I found it at another record store because I did make that first pass on that. I just passed on it and went to the next record store, and I accidentally ran across it again, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up. But it is the CA Quintet, Trip Through Hell. Saying supposedly this is rare as hell. I don't know anything about it other than I listened to it. It's great. Well worth the cost of admission, and it is on red vinyl. It's just straight up red, so no translucent, no nothing like that, just straight red. But just like this front, or god dang it, dude, just like this front cover and this sticker here, just regular old red. But good stuff. It's a little different. as well, this next one is too. I only listened to about a song and a half of this, and then I fast forwarded a little bit and listened to some more. This I can already tell you is definitely going to take. I don't know how many songs are on this. I really don't know much about this at all. But again, these last records here, a situation came up and I just had to jump on it, and I just blind bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 of them are blind bought. The 6th one, the last one, was not blind bought. The last one was bought extremely purposely. But again, if it hadn't been for Permanent Records, Riding Easy Records, and Noble Records, I wouldn't have any idea what these are or what that last one was. Specifically for me, it was Noble Records, because I watched his video when he first got it, his original copy, and the excitement on his face and the excitement in the shaking and everything that was going on through that video. I realized that was somewhat of just him getting that, but also like the cost of what that is, regardless of if it was what it actually goes for or whatever the case may be. I feel like he said in the video he didn't pay what it regularly goes for, but still, seemingly the most amount of money he's ever paid for a record, at least at the time of that video. And so all the adrenaline that was going through him when he was pulling that out, and just the excitement of that, like to own even a repress of it. I'm not going to pay for an original copy of that record. I'm not going to pay for it. I mean, I might, if I had. I don't have that type of money to pay that much money for that record. But but this record, let me get back on track. This record is Necronomicon, and this packaging is nuts. It unfolds down, so one full down, and then I believe 2 up, unfold out after that. Yes. And then one folds out this way and one folds out this way, and I'm assuming it makes an upside down cross, or however you want to look at it. But it makes a big cross, and then the record is in between. So in the middle of all of the unfolding, the record is in there. So the other day I unfolded the one way down and then the double way out, and I was kind of over here, and there wasn't enough room, and I was just like, you know what, I'm fucking putting this thing away. I'm not going to try to open this right now. So I did turn it on some streaming, and I want to hear the whole thing, because I feel like it is something that needs to be listened to all the way through. Because the first thing that came on was just like, this is weird. Like, really weird. Like, is this whole record like this? Because if it is, there's no music on it. But then I kind of fast forwarded a little bit, and yeah, I need to listen to it, sit down, let it go, and run through it. A bunch of hands and feet and upside down stairs and spider webs or nets or some shit. It's weird. And I'm completely down to get into it. Tips zum Selbstmord. All right. Again, this is a record that I purchased from Noble Records. And yes, my initial minutes of listening were like, what is this? But I'm completely sure that once I actually listen to it, give it a full listen through, there, that I'm not going to be disappointed. And I'll let you know. Like I'll come back on the next video and start the video with, hey, the listen to that Necronomicon album was phenomenal, or you know what, that one was one that I don't enjoy. But I just don't see that to happen. So since that was the first one from that stack of records that I got, I just I received an email from Noble Records, and it said something that I know wholeheartedly. When I see it, you're like, all right, it's game on. You need to get your ass online and buy whatever's in there right now that you want. But it basically said, hey, we found some records in the warehouse. We knew we had them, but and I'm sure they saved some back for if damages happen. They saved some back for if lossages happen in the mail. They saved some back for just any freaking thing in the world. I'm sure they saved stuff back. So he sent this email out. It had been plenty of time for everybody after these had been released to say, hey, my copy's damaged, or I didn't receive it, or whatever the case is. But he had copies. There was no, we only have one of this or two of this or three of this or 50, 50 of this or 500 of this. There was none of that. It was just, we have limited copies of these things available. Go to the store. They're up right now. And I immediately went to the store, so much so in a hurry that I accidentally bought 2 copies of something. And I wish I would have realized it, because I would have left a copy just for whoever else wanted to buy it. But the good thing is, like I said, me and Jacob, we hand stuff off to each other. Just say, hey, you know what? Like I said, I told him I accidentally bought a second copy of this. So it's not going to waste. It's going to somebody that wants it, that likes that type of music. So I'm not really worried about it. But at the time I felt bad. Like, damn it, I bought 2 copies. I didn't want to buy 2 copies. Somebody's going to miss out. Like I missed out on Blue Max, I think is the name of the band. If I had it in my cart with all these others, and it went away before I could get to it, meaning before I could check out. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get that, but I would love to get it. But so that Necronomicon was one of them. The next one is Magic Ship. That Necronomicon is on like a splatter vinyl, I think. Again, I didn't open it, but it did have a label on the front, and I want to say it was some sort of splatter vinyl or some sort of colored vinyl. You know what? Let's look at it together. Let's see what it is. I did listen to this Magic Ship right before coming on the stream as well. And that is, again, just killer stuff. Like it's just killer, man. All the stuff they have is just killer. Yeah. Okay, so it opens up like that, and then it's open. So the record's right here. All right, I'm losing stuff, but I'm going to set that down. I don't know if I can get this all in the shot, but it opens up like this into this gigantic continuation of this picture, and it's just so much. And then the record is housed here in the middle after you've unfolded it. So this is one, I believe, that I'm going to fold up and leave it out of here. Like, I don't want to continue to open this every time I want to listen to this and have to pull that out every single time, opening this all the way to the bottom. So, and I believe this was, Garrison. And I wasn't worried about this one because they do always put it in these, yes, this is a paper sleeve, but it's plastic lined. So every release, oh yeah, I'm glad I pulled this out. There we go. This is good. This is great. This is really cool looking vinyl. So yeah, I need to give that a listen for sure. And let me throw this back together. And then, yeah, so once I put this in here, I will kind of give you a so this is like a booklet that has a lot of information about the band, write-ups and things like that about them. Just, yeah. So really cool stuff here. Yeah, it just pulls open. But yeah. So they usually give you, you know, definitely what you're paying for. So I mean, you buy an album, it's $25-$30. Some of these aren't even that expensive, man. Some of these are ridiculously cheap when it comes, like that Parchment Farm. I think that was like $23 or $24. Yes, you have to pay shipping, but like whatever, man. Again, if you're gonna spend some money, spend $150 or something like that. They get depends on the website you go to, but $150 is free shipping. Not even I think that's Ride and Easy. It's like $150 free shipping. Noble Records, I'm not sure where their free shipping starts, if they do. I'm not certain. So Magic Ship, this is great. This is, again, just hard rock awesome. Psychedelic rock. Was trying to think about where this came from. But yeah, this is an old private press. So, I mean, you're not going to find any of these records for anything close to what you're going to pay these labels to repress it and do all that stuff. You're helping out small record labels because they have stores, they have labels, you know, they're just trying to make it, they're trying to do their thing, and they're also trying to put out this killer stuff and open up everybody to all this stuff, and they're doing a great job doing it, in my opinion. So anything any of those three places put out, I'm gonna pretty much buy it. I don't even care. So all right, this is tough to get out of here, man. And yeah, there's a book in here, free download, but I tried to find this on streaming. It's not on streaming. This is the one that I accidentally purchased 2 copies of. And I'm going to give one to Jacob. Jacob is the guy that's doing the live stream with me, if you haven't guessed that already. This is a killer vinyl as well. I don't know why it's not focusing, but you know, it's just the way of the camera. But there we go. Good looking vinyl, blue, white, and black. Also, again, has this open front and back. Luigi and Du Bois. Gives you some pictures there. It looks like yeah, there's a note up here. It's cool stuff. Oh, right here, there's like a handwritten note from somebody to, dude, let me put this over. There you go. How about that? Get my face out of it and it works. Cool stuff. Look at that. Whole write up. Even more. I mean, again, I feel like everything you get with all these releases is totally worth it. This is a freaking, there we go. That went in. Fairly easily, but it's kind of a hard one. All right, we're leaving it out. We're going to put it on the back. And a lot of these releases also, again, I feel like I said it on a couple of other ones. I know there's another one in here that was the same way. But like I use these clear resealable bags, and a lot of these releases that I'm getting have that. Like it already comes with it. So I didn't have to take the hype sticker off. I didn't have to put it in a new bag. I also didn't have to put a new sleeve because this is poly-lined. So, I mean, aside from cleaning this at some point, like you're not going to have to do anything. God dang it. And if you care about it, you're getting a download code, but I'm just saying, if you care about streaming it, or sorry, owning it on streaming or whatever. I mean, I do, but I have the code. I'm not worried about it. All right. Next one is another one of those ones found in that back store. So I bought this one, Luigi, Magic Ship, and Necronomicon. So Luigi, Magic Ship, Necronomicon, this one, and the next one, all in that. And Blue Max was the one also that I wanted, but it sold out before I could get to it. So, I mean, nothing I could do about it. But this one is a Noble Records exclusive. I believe the exclusive part of it is the vinyl release that it's on, the colored vinyl that it's on. I really don't know what to say this sounds like. But I will say it rocks. It rocks a lot. And that is Zipper. And I mean, you'll listen to it and you'll think like, oh, cool. It has a little bit of a Led Zeppelin sound to it. But then you're like, you know what? No. Especially after the song changes or something like that. Then you're like, nah, no, it doesn't. It's something else. It's just rocks. This looks like it's on black, but it's not. This is like a brownish, greenish, black swirl. Or not swirl, sorry. Like, I don't know. There's a good look at it, but yeah, good stuff. Good looking vinyl. This was a Permanent Records release, but an exclusive through Noble Records for this. Like I said, I believe it was this vinyl that made it the Noble Records exclusive, but they had this sitting in the back room and I ripped up a copy. I'm not 100% certain, but some of these, the Noble Records exclusive may not be available, but some of this stuff, you can go to Permanent Records. I believe this is available, just maybe not this variant, but the music is available. Like you can purchase it on vinyl. So I mean, definitely I would. Next one is again one of those ones. I do know this is available at Permanent Records. If you go on their website, it also might be available on Writing Easy Records, but I'm not certain of that. This is, let me set this up here. Gary Del Vecchio Buzzin'. I have actually waited to hear this. I have not listened to this at all. I didn't stream it. I didn't do anything with it. So I feel like what I'm actually going to do is before this is over, I'm just going to set this on the turntable and give it a roll. But we are dealing with some really cool red vinyl here with some white splatters in there. Some, yeah, just white splatters. No, that's not all. Yeah, it's got like a metallic type of weird awesomeness to it. Like swirls of like haze, like pearl haze. I don't know. It looks nice. But Gary Del Vecchio. Now again, I gotta get this on the turntable today because I do want to hear this. Again, I've heard everything, even if it's a song or two off of all the other stuff. But I did not yet listen to this at all. And again, purposely so, because I wanted to get it here, listen to it, and give it its full chance. Big, long, I remember I got to cover my face and then it'll zoom in. Maybe not enough, but yeah, give it its full chance. So this one is the only one that I don't know at all what it sounds like. And after today, I 100% will know what it sounds like. And last but not least, definitely not least, the one. Go ahead and put that there. Dude, if you don't know what this is, just buy it. That's all I'm going to say. Go to Noble Records and buy it. Go to Easy Ride and Easy, or go to Permanent and just buy it. You can buy the cheapest one they have available. You can buy the most expensive one they have available. I don't care how you get it. Just get it. This is just awesome. This is Dylan has said, and I feel like that's about the best way to describe it. I feel like he said the same thing, but I'm going to say it as well. I'm not saying, he's not saying that it's exact by any means, but this is like if the Doors and Black Sabbath had a baby, dude. This is really cool stuff. This is the one out of all of these. Not to say that the other ones aren't awesome and whatever the case may be, but I was heavily waiting on this, and it's on that Ride and Easy Red. It's the same as the I don't remember what album that was, but this release has a very cool cover to it. So if you don't know I just put fingerprints on there. That's great. I'll have to clean that off. But if you don't know the story behind this thing, it's very limited. There's supposedly only 200 copies ever made of this thing, of the original. And so this is, the original artwork. It looks exactly like this. I mean, they did everything they could do to recreate the exact artwork that was on the original album, from this piece of plastic taking months and months and months to make, or sorry, get right, to making the inner sleeve be behind it and being able to see through it and all of that. I mean, I feel like they did this full justice. And the music that's on it, I'm telling you right now, it's going to cost you basically $50 to buy this from any three of the and not that I keep just saying buy records from these people, but these people are putting these out. You're not going to get it any other way unless you choose to buy an original copy. If you can find one of those, good luck. It's only going to cost you roughly $12,000 to $15,000, somewhere in that range. Again, there's only 200 original real copies of it out there. All these other albums are maybe not as hard. Maybe they're not $10,000 or whatever, but you're going to be spending potentially hundreds to thousands of dollars on buying any of those records, from Parchment Farm to that Necronomicon to Magic Ship, Luigi and the Boys, Zipper, and then Fraction Moonblood. But yeah, this is, if anything in this stack doesn't catch your ear, this will. I don't know how anything that's in there won't, but I'm saying this is over the top. This is great. And I highly recommend you getting one. Again, it's the thing I've been waiting for I don't know, 2-3 months now. So I'm extremely happy. I don't know why I keep putting it down. I want to leave it up so you guys can see it, but Um, I'm extremely happy to have it in my hands. It was seemingly going to be about July, but it came a little early. So maybe I'll throw that on as well. I've already heard it because the first time I saw Dylan opening his copy, his original copy, when I saw that video, I streamed it. And then once I heard they were those three companies, they work together kind of, you know, so that's really good stuff. Keeping each other, you know, helping each other out. I think that's awesome. But once I found out they were releasing it, like, I've been keeping a heavy eye waiting, just so that I can get my copy. Not only just get my copy, because I feel like Writing Easy or Permanent or whoever, it's Writing Easy that's on the back, but I'm just saying all three labels have their own releases, but I feel like they're probably going to keep that in production as long as it sells. But it's probably just going to be black vinyl, which again is fine. But I mean, I got one of the 1,000 that is red. And I believe they are still available at Noble Records for the red ones. And then I'm not sure what the other 2 or 3 versions are that are on the other websites. But whatever's available is available. Stream it, listen to it. It's up there on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. I highly recommend it. I can't recommend it anymore. This video's gone on for 1 hour and 46 friggin' minutes, so it's gone on long enough. That was my last one. I am, and if you guys haven't noticed, these are so Writing Easy, Dark Side Records, Plaid Room Records, NTX Vinyl, and then I can't wait. I have not yet. I think I said in the one of my last videos that I'm getting one of the 18 is coming. I'm not really sure if it's 18 or not now that I think about it, because I'm sorry, not now that I think about it. Now that I've read more into it, it might just be a brown acid release, but it may not be 18th trip. If it's not, either way, I'm waiting on buying them because I'm going to buy them 1 through 10 and the box. So it comes in a box, kind of like this clutch box down here, this gigantic box. So it comes in a box of 10. And then they also have 11 through 15 that you can purchase. And then 16, 17, and 18 aren't in any type of bundle yet. But what I'm hoping happens is I can buy 1 through 10 in the box. And then hopefully once they come out with 20, I can buy 11 through 20 in the box and have 2 different boxes and just shelve them in 2 different boxes. That would be sick. That would be cool. But yeah, these are just some places that I shop frequently. And again, I did find this place. There's not enough room on there right now. Hopefully there will be more room somewhere in the future. I think it would have to be pretty hard pressed to get your sticker on this on here. Obviously we've got the Pussifer wine bottle paddle, whatever the hell that is. I think it's an S&M paddle, if you ask me. Little video game action going on there, but it's been a blast. Again, comment, subscribe. I do use the community tab. Not one person has clicked on it and said liked it, commented, or anything like that. So I will use the community tab. If you see it, it's up there. It says videos, live, whatever, community. It's all up there on the sliding scale on the phone and on the TV. I don't know what it looks like on TV. I don't watch it on TV as much. I do like to watch it on the TV, but just not as much. But again, thank you for stopping by. Subscribe, like it, share the videos, comment, just get some interaction coming in. Let me know what you want to see next, meaning if you want me to review an album or anything like that, And at some point, I'm going to start going through the collection of older records that I already have, because I've pretty much been showing you the ones that I've been buying, but I'll start going through the ones that I've had since I was either a kid, that were my mom's, or from that other collection that I got. And we'll start going through. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you hopefully soon.